That's the sun going down. The view of the harbour. That's the yacht outside our thing. Really pretty. Morning, we're back in Gibraltar again. We're going up on the cable car. That's it coming down in a minute. So we're going to take that up and have a look at a few things up there. See how we get on.
Supuestamente porque han estado 2 años con el tema del COVID, que no han subido nada y han subido todo de golpe.
Well, that's the view out to sea. There's the what they call the rock. So that's the iconic top to the island. Over there you'll see the runway. The other side of the runway is a harbour. That's where we're parked. So we're over there, just in front of them yachts. And there you go. What fantastic views that is. That is truly a spectacular viewpoint. The island and then out to sea. Brilliant. Yeah. He's quite cool, isn't he?
Yeah.
A bit of a feast.
Oh, you got me, aren't you? Thank you. There you go. You're cute.
Don't be careful, Christine.
Look at it.
Barbary macaques, I think is what they are. Christine, you missed it.
Oh.
He's put his arms up to you.
Oh, did he? Hello. He's splashing in. I went but once. Oh, thank you.
Hey.
Be positive. I get a picture of him.
This is Catalan Bay. 500 Spanish were led here, up here, by a shepherd. They were captured and taken prisoner. Soon after that, the route that the shepherd showed them was all scraped away. Skywalk, Christine. This is the skywalk.
Thank you. Now we'll get the picture. Let's go more.
That's quite cool.
Oh, I don't know if I forgot one there. You're making super salad.
Because I'm happy that we have that space to live there. Oh, yes.
During World War II, there was an anti-aircraft gun placed at this point. So that would be looking north. It's a bit too cloudy to see your house, Mum, but you're over there somewhere, that way. Fantastic. While we're walking along up on the rock, Gibraltar has got a VC winner from the battle at Rorke's Drift against the Zulus. He was the sergeant in the hospital where they had to dig through, I think it's 3 walls, fighting back the Zulus with Private Hook. So John Williams VC comes from here. Bit of useless information for you. And this is inside the pump room and ammunition magazine. Obviously this is for World War II. This gentleman's there where the ammunition's being held or stored. There's a massive crop view for you, like. And this takes us into what in effect looks like a plant room. So in World War II, the place was designed to allow people to live here in these caves for anything up to 12 months. So all the power would have been worked from here. Okay, we're now in St Michael's Cave. I'm gonna look banging the head here. Wow. This is the angel of St Michael's Cave. You can't really see it yet, but I'll light it up in a minute. Scroll out a little bit. That's the angel of St Michael's Cave. How's that for stalactites and stalagmites? Look at those. Hello. Yeah. Okay, we've made our way round to what's called Windsor Suspension Bridge. So we're going to take a walk across this. Right then, let's. Oh, didn't expect that. I can tell you, I started walking on this and it started rocking. I shit you not. I'll show you over there. That's the drop down. There's coming on the drop the other side. Not reached the middle yet. No, I didn't expect that with that rocking. That was a bit much that. Nearly at the middle. I'll stop when I get to what I think's the middle. There you go. There's the drop down there. That's the view. You can actually walk around it. There's the view down there. That side, not much to see there. I'll continue walking across. I can tell you, when it started to rock, I nearly filled my underpants. I'm not joking. Looks like there's a gun battery here as well. Haynes Cave Battery 1903. So this was a gun battery. Be able to shoot out to sea. This is the suspension bridge. We're actually going to walk round this time. Not that I'm scared to go across it, but I can show you what we've just walked across. And it bounces a little bit. So there's the bridge. A couple more lunatics on it. Really cool. Really cool. There's Christine walking across. She's gone to get herself a photo. So I'll try and show you just how much this moves. Don't know if you can see that. There you go. Just walking down to the ape's den and these birds just nesting above your head. There are lots of battery emplacements on the rock. Some date back quite a few hundred years, some of them more recent. This is Prince Ferdinand's battery, so these would have been guns pointing out across the bay. This was cut into solid rock in 1771. It's a Healy's mortar, and it was supposed to hurl over 1,000 stones weighing over £1 each. It proved a bit unsuccessful as most stones fell inside the fortress, so I'm presuming there's the fortress is just down below. Not very good, is it? Rather an unusual road sign. Have to keep our eye out for them. Look at these for cacti. How different are these? Very strange. There's the football ground. That's the runway. Coming onto the runway. Follow the runway down. There's the road that you have to walk through to get here onto Gibraltar. And if you look, I'll try and zoom in. So that takes you over to that far side there. And I think I'll go a bit further. There's, and if you can hold it steady, there's our motorhome. You might just be able to make it out in front, just in front of that yacht. And here we're looking down on some World War II gun batteries. And looking out over the bay. How's that for a pool? On the top of an hotel. We're about to have a look inside the Great Siege tunnels, which are built into this mountain. The siege tunnels have been used for a few hundred years, I think. This part was first dug out in the 1700s and was part of the Great Siege, which was a 12-year siege of the island, the rock. Difficult to see out because of the sun. I think there's about 34 kilometres of tunnels in the rock.
Die Gibraltar nun im Schutz einer der wichtigsten Bekohlungsanlagen der englischen Handelsrouten zum Osten. Die stetige Versorgung mit Seilen und ausgebildeten Seemännern, die sich bestens mit dem Umgang mit Seilen auskannten.
The guns behind rope curtains, so the sun wasn't shining through. If you can see where it would have been firing at. So back across to Spain.
Welche die Kanonen schossen. Auf den Bauplänen des Tunnels von Hauptviertel Inns werden die
And this is the position of the first ever cannon installed. When they were digging the tunnel here, they were getting suffocated with the fumes from mining everything. So that's what they blew that hole in it and then realised what a great position it would be to have a gun. The curtains of rope that they hung from here weren't just for the sun. They also, enemy fire, would help prevent enemy fire coming in. This shows people from the newly formed Artificer Company and digging the tunnels. When the Great Siege ended in February 1783, this gallery was 370 feet long with 4 guns mounted by 6 embrasures. The Duke of Caerleon, who had commanded the enemy forces, when shown the gallery, later said these works are worthy of the Romans. Don't know whether that's an insult, being as the Romans were nearly 2,000 years before. Not sure what's going on in here.
Halt! Who goes there? Who goes there?
Under the cover of darkness, the French, the Spanish, put mortars very close to the rock, and they were bombarding the town. So a sortie, which is a French word that was used, was sent out to go and destroy them.
Commander!
This is where they would have kept all the powder. It's the powder magazine. So this would be like a continual tunnel, and then off the tunnel, one way you have gun emplacements, and the other side, things like powder magazines and such. Making balls for firing. Red hot shot. Ships. They've got the gun pointing downwards. This brings us up to kind of World War II and a gun emplacement that would have been here for World War II.
depicts a gun crew in action with one of Kohler's newly designed gun carriages. From the gunner's point of view, these were considerably safer than the standard design of gun carriage. Firstly, when the gun was fired, the barrel was able to recoil up the carriage instead of propelling the whole carriage off the ground, at considerable risk to all around. Secondly, the barrel could be turned at 90 degrees to the gun carriage for cleaning out and reloading, which substantially reduced the danger of being hit by enemy fire while standing in front of the embrasure. Another advantage was the fact that as the action of absorbing the recoil was upwards, the carriage was left in situ and so ensured greater accuracy in bracketing shots.
This opening appears to be a mistake. They came too close to the opening, so it kind of makes a window. And this is St George's Hall.
Originally, it had a radius of 7 miles, but one was since been built up. An airlock is comfortable and communicates with short launch. Access to the mountain by means of a full-spiral staircase now replaced by an entrance assembly. It is probable that the airlock was used to voice control the battery from above. At the end of the Great Siege in 1783, the government secured the Western States, invited the enemy to
Wow.
visit the capital.
What a fantastic room.
These works are worthy.
In World War II, the extra tunnelling that was made and done was to house, or designed to house, men for up to a year. Although only 12 miles of tunnel was dug when it was done by hand, but around the Second World War, that was extended to 34 miles of tunnels under this rock in Gibraltar. If you look up at the rock from outside, you can see lots of holes in it. But these parts of the tunnels were done around the Second World War. The Second World War, they made this as a gun emplacement. Commander would have been in there. This is a lime kiln. Lime kilns are used to make quicklime, and quicklime you use when you're making mortar for construction. Working our way down the hill, and we're now, well, apart from Queen Charlotte's Battery, pointing across to Spain there, is the Moorish Castle. We'll take a look inside. Okay, when the Moors recaptured Gibraltar from the Spaniards in 1333, they rebuilt an earlier tower, ruined in the fight, into this solid tower of homage, which has since withstood 10 sieges. Let's go up and up. These were 14th century medieval baths. I presume that's where water would have been drawn up. This is kind of like a chapel within the tower. This is one of the main washrooms. The Moors were a very clean person. They were based on like the 3 rooms, one that we saw earlier, and here are 2 others. A bell once stood on the top here, that if invaders were seen coming in, or there was a possibility they were going to be under siege, the bell rang out to let the people around in the town who lived nearby trouble was coming. Okay, this is the cemetery from after the Battle of Trafalgar. So a lot of the sailors were buried here that died in 1805. There are other graves in here that date back to about 1798. So let's just have a little bit of a look. Not really sure of who or what is what anymore. Looks like a lot of the names and such like have gone. But after the Battle of Trafalgar, Nelson's ship Victory was towed here. She was in a pretty much of a state, so a lot of her crew that died will be in this cemetery. Quite a nice cemetery. The commander of the whole fleet, C. Collingwood, made a statement. He said, "The Honourable General H.E. Fox and C at Gibraltar. Sir, yesterday a battle was fought by His Majesty's fleet and a victory gained which will stand recorded as one of the most brilliant and decisive that ever distinguished the British Navy. Our loss has been great in men, but what is irreplaceable and the cause of universal lamentation is the death of the noble Commander-in-Chief who died in the arms of Victory. I have not yet any reports from the ships I have to congratulate you on the great event and have the honour to be your obedient servant. Signed, C. Collingwood. Okay, we're now at Europa Point. This is the southernmost tip of Gibraltar, with a very English style looking lighthouse and a gun battery.